Hello, everybody. I'm Dusty Smith. I am the meet director of the B3R Sports Invitational. This is our second year. Been a little bit harder this year than last year to get things going. We first like to thank Tommy Turner at Santa Fe High School. He's helping us get this venue for our event, so we're real appreciative of him letting us come to the facility. We've moved the event to June 27th, which is not this Saturday, but next Saturday. Um, we have changed the online entry deadline to June 25th, which is Thursday, the week of the event, at midnight. So make sure you get on coacho.com and you can register all of your athletes. Um, before we get a little bit more into that part of the meet, I want to go over some additional precautions that we're going to have. We're going to do a temperature check for everybody to come into the facility. If your temperature is high, then we will take it again just to double check. And if it's still high, then we will have to deny you access into the facility. Obviously, I do not want that to happen, but that's one of the precautions we have to take in to be compliant with the CDC. Um, all of our workers and helpers and volunteers and officials will be wearing masks. We encourage everybody to wear a mask that comes to the event. Um, we will also have our facility people wearing gloves if they're doing any kind of interaction with you directly. So awards, people taking credit card at the gate, they will be wearing gloves as well as a mask. The only thing I do ask is for the kids that will be in running events or doing a field event that involves running. We will ask you not to wear your mask during those events. I do not feel it's safe to run with the mask on, blocking some of that air and oxygen coming into your body. So we're going to say don't wear your mask for the running events, long jump, high jump. Shot put and disc, that's fine. It's encouraged to keep the mask on for those events. We will have water coolers at all the venues, at all the field events, and at the finish line, but we will not be providing cups. We're going to try and keep contamination down by not providing cups, not having people hand cups out. So we encourage all of the athletes to have their own water bottle to fill up their own water, keep track of, and that way we're trying to keep the contact down as much as possible. We will have hand sanitizer at all the venues as well. So put your water in the water bottle, get some hand sanitizer, you'll be good to go. Team tents, we want to keep those spread out as much as possible. Keep as many people out from underneath the tent as possible. We don't want a ton of people crowding under the tents. We're not going to allow tents in the stands. We're not going to allow tents in the stands. So that way people can get in the stands to watch the events, to watch the running events and spread out. And then we don't have those tents taking up a lot of the space at the top of the stands. For your online entry, you'll see that we have it listed as a 1,500 meter and a 3,000. Because we're at Santa Fe is a converted track from English to metric. So they do not have a 1,500 and 3,000 meter starting line. And the starting line / finish line is actually the 1 mile. It's not a 1,600, it's a true 1 mile race. So that's what we're going to run is the true 1 mile. And then there's a 3,200 meter starting line a little bit further up. So we'll run the 3,200 instead of the 3,000. You'll still enter the 1,500, you'll still enter the 3,000, but we're actually running the 1 mile and the 3,200. Top three will get awards in all of the events. And what we're going to do is we're going to have blocks. So let's say you are a 10-year-old girl, 10 and under girls. So from ages birth to 10 years old. You will start at 2 p.m. You'll be in the long jump pit A, and you have from 2 to 4 to get your 3 jumps in. So you can come at 2, you can come at 2:10, you can come at 2:30, you can come at 3. and you can take all 3 jumps right away. You can take 1 jump, come back 10 minutes later. You can take 2 jumps, come back 10 minutes later for a 3rd jump. It's whatever you want to do. Our officials are going to be real lenient on the field events as far as that goes. If you step over the toe board, that's still foul. So you're still going to get called for that. So they're not going to be lenient that way. But as far as an order, we're going to be real lenient. And with 10 and under girls, that's a wide range. So, you have plenty of time to come over there. If you see a lot of people over there, wait a few minutes. And then once it kind of clears out, then make your way over there, get your jumps in, then you can leave. Do not go straight to the awards area though, because with us doing it that way, the awards for that event, if it's a 2:00 start and it ends at 4, the awards will not be ready till 4:20. That gives us 15 to 20 minutes to get the awards, get the marks put into the computer and scored out. And once they're up online at b3rsports.com on the results tab, then you can go get your award. We will have an awards area. We'll have people handing out those medals. We will have officials at all of our field events. We will have all FHSA certified officials, our starters, our head officials at each event. We will try and have as many volunteers as possible to help them, but we always encourage more volunteers. So if you want to help rake a pit or grab a shot put or discus and help us out, or just hold the measuring tape for the official, we will never turn down extra help. So we appreciate that, but at the same time, we're trying to have enough people to run the event off without the coaches having to do anything. That way they can go coach if they need to. Be nice to the officials. If there's an issue, let them know politely, and they'll get a hold of me if there's a real issue, and I'll come talk it out with you. We'll work it out with whatever issue comes up. And for the blocks, officials, awards. If you go to my website, b3rsports.com, you'll find all the meet information. There's an online entry tab that will take you straight to Coach O. There's a meet program tab. I will not have anything up there until probably Friday midday to afternoon. With the online entries ending Thursday at midnight, it'll be a little bit before we get everything organized, and then I'll put those up as soon as I can. Event photos, we'll put those up after the event. I'll have some people there taking pictures. There is a waiver that you need to fill out. If you are a coach and you are bringing a team of 100 athletes, then you need to sign one waiver. You're taking responsibility for each athlete. One waiver, you can pick up your packet that gets the kids into the facility. With packet pickup, that will be outside of the front gate, and you can pick up your packet. There'll be bib numbers for all the athletes. That's how the athletes get in without having to pay. Coaches, we will give a few coaches band. It's one coaches band per 50 runners. So if you need an extra coaches band, just ask for Dusty and I'll make it happen. For parents, it's $5 to get in. For 4 and under, it's free. This will all happen at the front gate where we do the temperature check. So try and get there, as soon as you can. Again, the gates are going to open at 12. The first event is at 2, which is the field events, and the JAV is starting one of the first ones, and it's one of the only things we're doing inside of the facility as far as on the football field. So we want to make sure that the track is clear during that time. We do not have the track open until 3 to 3:30, depending on when the big kids JAV is done. Once we stop throwing the sharp objects, then we'll open up the track for warm-up. We do have 2 shot rings inside by the JAV for the little kids, and another shot ring up by the discus for the big kids. We have a boys and a girls long jump and triple jump runway to try and get that going along as fast as possible. We will not be doing clerking like we normally do. What we're going to do for clerking is we're going to clerk everybody in at the starting line. So if we're doing the 100 dash, then we will call ages 13, 14, 15 and they'll show up, and we're going to do it girls and then boys. So every event for running is going to be girls and then boys, except for the hurdles. The hurdles will still have girls then boys because of the heights, and we don't want to move the hurdles up and down, back and forth multiple times. So, but the 100, we're going to run all the girls. So we'll run ages, I think the youngest age is 12. We'll run 12. We'll run the 60s first, and then after we run the 60s, then we'll run the 100, and we'll run the girls. And then once all the girls are done, then we'll call for the little kids for the boys, and we'll start running all the boys, and then we'll move on to the next event. This is all trying to keep everybody separated out and spaced out as much as possible. Again, we encourage mask wearing in the entire facility most of the day, all day long, preferably, except for when they are actually running and competing on the track. We decided to move the event later to the evening to try and keep it cool because we've had some really hot days here recently. So our hope is that we'll get hopefully a light wind that day, and that the sun will be out, there will be no rain clouds, and we'll start at 2 o'clock with the field events, 4 o'clock for the running, and hopefully we'll end everything around 9 o'clock that night. By doing this, this also gives teams that are a little bit further away from Gainesville, like Jacksonville, Tampa, Orlando. That way you can drive up instead of having to get in a hotel the night before. You might want to get a hotel, reserve one for the night of, just in case, you know, you guys are a little bit too tired to drive home. But I'm hoping that by getting done by 9 o'clock, that still gives enough time for people to get home if they're within a 2-hour, 3-hour driving range. Um, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email is dusty@b3rsports.com. And I look forward to seeing everybody in a few days. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me.